Hey guys. All right, I think we're recording. We recording? We are. Okay, we're good. Sometimes you can't turn on. Anyway, today I thought I would talk to absolutely brand new. I just got my first, maybe second or third book out there, authors. I had an author, this shocked me, who has, as far as I know, about 40 books. And she called herself a new author, which sort of made me laugh, but okay. And she said, I would like a video starting at the very basics, what I can do. She's got an author group. She's got an author page. She's, in my mind, 20 years ahead of most authors in indie. But she's feeling like I have no clue what I'm doing. So hearing that and then getting more feedback that, Erin, you talk too fast, you move too fast, you use words we don't understand, slow it down. Well, I am queen of the crazy and the crazy train, which is like always moving fast. But I hear that and I hear you guys. So I'm gonna try to back this whole bus way up. Hope no one gets hit. We've got Milo with me again today, so let's say hello. Back this whole bus up and try and see if I can make you guys feel a little bit better. First of all, to that author who knows exactly who she is, if you have 40 books and an author page and a reader group and absolutely understand pimping, which is promotion, and there is a video in my playlist called For Indie Authors. You can check that out if you want to know more about pimping. But this particular author has all those things down, absolutely down pat. The number one thing I would say to an author that feels like, yeah, I have all the things checked off the list, but I don't know that I'm necessarily getting anywhere with them. There are a couple things. I tell my therapy clients all the time, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Being a writer involves so many things, and less than 50% of it is actually writing. Way less than 50%. We're gonna let him go. I don't know what. Way less. Most of what we do is about networking and marketing, but also getting to know readers, cultivating relationships, learning platforms, getting ourselves out there in indie. That's so important. So yes, there's the whole writing and editing and all that part of it, but there's a whole nother part of it, and that's the part where authors get stuck and feel like, yeah, I'm not making progress, all of that. So to that author, first of all, I want to say you are making progress. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Every time you get a new reader like on your Facebook page, no matter how active it is, you are making a step forward. You are making progress. Every time you open an account on a new platform, you are making a step forward. You are making progress. All of those things are going to get you to where the finish line is. But I would encourage you, start with, what is the finish line? What are your goals? If you feel lost, first thing you want to do is say, where am I trying to go with this? Am I trying to be a USA Today bestseller? Am I trying to be a New York Times bestseller? Am I trying to publish 40 books? Am I trying to get 100 pre-orders a release? What is your goal? Write that down. Because until you really know where you're headed, you're not going to know you're at the finish line, right? And for me, what I like to do is think in blocks. Okay, in the next 6 months, I'd like to build a YouTube channel up to 100 subscribers. In the next 6 months, I'd like to release 3 novellas and 1 novel. In the next 6 months, I'd like to get 2,000 more likes on my Facebook page. If you think in blocks with tangible numbers, you will see that you actually are getting further than you think you are. So that's step one. Look back at how far you've come. If you have 40 books in 2 years, I can promise, number one, you're not new, and number two, you have gotten somewhere. Now, what's feeling and what's fact are completely not the same. You can still feel lost or feel new at 40 books. You can. I need to adjust this because I cannot see what's going on with the light. Okay. You absolutely can. But it doesn't mean you're right. Feeling lost doesn't mean you are lost. So number one, look back and see how far have I come. That's important. You always want to celebrate those successes. Number two, Where am I going? You need to know where you're going before you can get there, right? You've got to have a path. The next best thing I can recommend to really making progress and feeling like you're getting somewhere is a brand. I know people hate when I say this. I talk about it all the time. Until you have a brand, meaning a clear vision of who am I as an author? What sets me apart from other authors? Until you have that, you will feel lost. It's like running in a marathon with no idea when it ends, no idea if you're a sprinter. Well, I guess you wouldn't be a sprinter if it was a marathon. But going to a track meet, okay? You don't know, am I a sprinter? Am I a long jumper? Am I a thrower? What am I? You don't even know. You don't know what your events are. You're just standing there like, hey, coach, what events am I doing there today? Well, if you get tossed to the hurdles, and yeah, you can hurdle, but you had no plan to hurdle that day. Maybe you don't have your hurdling cleats with you, right? So clearly I was a track mom, for real. But what I'm saying is, without a brand, it's sort of easy to show up at the track meet. You may be great at like 6 events, but if you don't have your, like, I don't know, I think it's called high jump, whatever, that pole vault. If you don't have the pole vault bar with you, how are you gonna get over that thing, whatever it is? I was just the mom, not the doer. Anyway, yeah, you've got to know, what event am I running in? What is my genre? Why is my voice different than other authors? Who am I? Not just who am I as an author, who am I as a person? What is the reason that I write? People don't think about these basic things. I know why I write. I write because for me it's therapeutic. I'm a therapist who sees dark, ugly, horrific things every single day. The only way for this to stay sane is for me to have an outlet that isn't reality. So for me, writing is an escape. But wow, aren't I lucky? That goes with that brand of crazy, right? She's an actual therapist writing about some crazy things. Hey, it all works and ties in. You've got to find that too. I will make so many branding videos, you guys will be sick of me. But for a new author that's feeling lost with 40 books, you're not lost. You haven't found your brand. Stop procrastinating. And yes, I'm specifically talking to you because that's what your problem is. If you can't do that, the brand feels too big and too scary, bio, you've got to start with your bio. Once you have a bio, you have the building block, the foundation to your brand. You're now at the track meet going, at least I know I'm a sprinter. They're not going to throw me on javelin. I know that I'm a sprinter. You are a sprinter, by the way, a particular author I'm talking to. That's a joke because of your 40 books in 2 years. But the point is, once you have the basic core element of who am I, and that is as easy as doing it in your bio, you can build off of that. You'd be surprised how actually far in you are, and it may feel like you have gotten nowhere. So the number one recommendation I have to a new author, after you do the basics, author page, author group, at least 3 platforms that you're really super comfortable with, daily pimping / promoting, daily engagement with readers on one level or another. It doesn't have to be a lot. It could be throw a cool game in a reader group. Daily writing. Remember, we can't forget the words, right? Once you have that, you've got to start thinking brand. I am the luckiest author. I know because my brand fell in my lap. But that's not generally the case for most people. So you want to think about that now. And it is harder for multi-genre authors to come up with a brand than anyone else. But use that to your advantage. I'm the track kid who can do every event. I can write it all. Think about your bio. That's your next step to that particular author. Once you have that bio, you'll have the seeds of a brand. Once you have the seeds of a brand, you know what events you're in, what you're doing, what your plan is. You can even identify your finish line. Once you have that, you're going to realize I'm not lost. Hell, I'm halfway through this race already, and I'm winning because you are. Till next time, peace, love, books, and crazy.